Hi everybody, this is Aaron, your old fire chick. Today we're going to cover how to do a tune-up on an Echo weed eater. Now this particular one that I'm doing it on is a SRM 225, but I'm sure it will relate to quite a number of Echoes, and for that matter, a lot of brand of weed eaters. You should find kind of the similar things that would help you out. Okay, so you're going to need just a few tools: flathead screwdriver, a star screwdriver, and a 3/4 inch socket wrench. Very simple. This is a T27 star. Okay. And I got this on Amazon, and this is a generic brand or something. Okay, so you have your filter, your fuel line, the spark plug. Then you've got an extra fuel filter. Okay, and I can show you that you can just change that out if you don't want to use the whole fuel line. And then of course you have the primer buttons. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and disconnect that spark plug. Okay, take that out. It's very simple. The whole operation is really pretty simple, with just very few tools. Put your new spark plug in, tighten it down, and then just clip it back on. Now mine has got a little bent spring, so it doesn't go quite on there super easy, but got it back on there. Okay, the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and take off the air filter cover. And as you can see, this one is pretty nasty. We've had this weed eater for quite a long time, and has not been changed. Okay, so then you take your star wrench and you want to just loosen up those screws that are on that air filter compartment. Excuse me. Just loosen it up enough, because all you're really trying to do is get to the screw on the top left. If you don't loosen that up and kind of get it out of your way, it's hard to get that off. So what you're doing is you're going to take off that little primer assembly bracket. Okay, because you're going to want to change out that bulb. That one, you can see that one's getting yellow and old, and it's probably about to start cracking and stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and change that. Just pop that out. Okay, that's just garbage. Just throw it aside. And then next, what we're going to do, I'll show you, is like if you're just wanting to just change out the fuel filter itself and not do the line, you're going to want to take the gas cap off and then reach in there with some pliers. Some needle nose probably would have been easier, but these pliers I had handy, so they worked. Got them out. Okay. And that way, if all you're wanting to do is change the end of the filter on there, you can just reach in there with a little screwdriver and pull that up out of there. As you can see, there's the old dirty fuel filter. Okay. And there's the new one. And you'll see there's a tiny little metal ring on there. You would just push that down, pull the line off, and then switch it out, put that one in, push the little ring back up. Next, what I'm doing here is I'm pulling that grommet out so I can pull the whole fuel line assembly out of there. Okay, it's very simple. You just use a little screwdriver and take the black line off, take the yellow line off, and then you just pull the whole thing right out. Boop, just like that. Then take your new one. As you can see, that one already has the brand new fuel filter on it. You just put that right back down there into the tank. And then you're going to want to put the black line on the right-hand side. Okay, just wedge it right on there. Very nice. And then the yellow one on the left. It's really simple. Okay, you just get that other piece out of your way when you're ready. Okay, then you can put the primer assembly back on. There's just 4 screws. And remember, you still have that air filter compartment loosened so that you can get those all in there. Okay. Like I said, this is not Echo brand. This is a generic brand filter. And when you put that filter in there, just make sure the little raised end is going towards the cap. Okay, and then you're just going to go ahead and tighten that air filter assembly back on. Very simple. Okay, make sure it's nice and snug. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is get that grommet back into the gas tank. And honestly, this is probably the hardest part of the whole operation. Okay. Now I have found that it's easiest to kind of push the back end in there as best as you can, and then use a screwdriver while you're holding that back end with your thumb and just shove it down in there. Now, of course, you want to be careful not to cut the grommet, but this seems to be the best way to do it. Just to get it shoved back down in there, all the way around. Okay, and there I'm just checking to make sure it's all the way in there. Okay, then you're going to want to put your gas cap back on, of course. So you just shove that little holder thing down all the way in there. That's very simple, of course. Okay, the next thing is to go ahead and get your air filter assembly back on. Okay, you can see there that you want to make sure that the notches in the cap line up with the choke on the right, and then on the top where the spark plug is at. Now, since that is a aftermarket air filter, the assembly didn't want to really go on while it was in the cover itself. So I went ahead and just wedged it in there and then put the cover, and it was much easier. Fit right in there then. Anyway, that's it. Now I know that this old weed eater of ours needs a new throttle cable. And that's another thing to check, because if it seems like your weed eater isn't quite running correctly, it may be because it's not getting enough fuel because the cable has gotten so loose. But that's another video. Like I said, this weed eater needs a new throttle cable because we already tried to adjust it, and there is an adjustment that you can do. Like I said, those are going to be some other videos. We'll get to them. But thanks for watching, and I hope this video helps you out and get your weed eater running like a champ. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Bye-bye.